Three of the best boosters in Match Masters: Mixy Meow, Sweep It Special Edition, and the newly added Jelly Special Edition. All three of them are extremely strong, but if you had to choose one, which would it be? Well, we're going to figure that out today because I'm going to be running each one through the game and seeing which one really is the top booster. And to keep you running, we'll be giving away 3 legendary or special edition boosters to 3 lucky winners. So do me a favor by liking and subscribing. 3 boosters, 1 winner. Let's break these things down so you know how they work. Mixy Meow, we've talked about how much I love this one. Activating this booster will throw out windows, changing all the pieces inside to one color. Once the windows disappear, the kitty code pops up. Matching one color inside the kitty code will change the other ones you see in there to the one we just matched. And if we see a blue in there, we can easily rinse and repeat. Sweep It Special Edition won't have any fancy hacking, but what it does have is the ability to move around pieces. Activating it will automatically select 2 random colors, sending it to 2 separate sides on the screen. After that, 2 broomsticks will pop on the board, and taking our broomstick and shoving it into a color will cause all the other tiles of that same color to get thrown to the edge. And the edge it goes to will be based by the direction you're pushing the broom into. However, you really need to pay attention to getting those extra moves, but with all the directions we can shove it in, it shouldn't be too hard. Now, Jelly Special Edition, I'm just gonna say wow, what a crazy booster they added to the game. When activating this one, a pool of jelly will get tossed on the board, and all the tiles inside that jelly will get turned into a single color. But it doesn't stop there. This action will repeat a second time, even racking in more points and creating more specials. After that, a third one will pop up, but this time you get to select the color yourself. All we gotta do here is just get one of those tiles inside to have a match, and all the other ones will change into that color. Just be careful that that final match is attached inside the jelly, otherwise you might just be swapping something out of place. So as far as my testing, I took all 3 of these boosters into PvP, Perfect Heist, and then a score rally. When it came to PvP, I think all 3 of these boosters are just way too overpowered. If you know how to play them, there's a sure chance that you're gonna win. Really, it came down to more of the tips we've talked about in the other videos. Going for those extra moves, filling your booster before a round, and trying to shut down your opponent at every single chance. If you can force them to use one of their perks, even better. When using all 3 of these boosters, wrecking my opponents was an easy task. However though, it seemed like Jelly SC really caused most people just to wave that white flag. Still, I think all 3 of these boosters are pretty balanced with each other when it comes to PvP, but I think the true test is really going to come when we take them into the events. Let's take Score Rally for example. This one is a blow 'em up, meaning that our special pieces are going to auto-explode. And each piece will have its own individual score, so we gotta make sure we're focusing on those good colors. To make it fair, I'll be using the same perks on every single booster, which is going to be Mini Cleo and Teleport. So Jelly SC quickly made it to the first milestone with no troubles at all. I had a filled booster and still a jelly pool on the board. With some careful decision making, this second milestone had me use just about all my moves, but I never felt panicked at any point of getting there. I mean, once again, my booster is filled and we're on the home stretch with both of our perks. There was, however, a pretty big jump of needing 2,800 points in order to get that final milestone. Even with my calculated decisions, I still only reached 1,805. So trying again with Sweep It SC, my first milestone was also a quick hit. However, with the second milestone, it outperformed Jelly by a long shot. I barely wasted any moves. Even the third milestone, I felt unstoppable. The grouping of the pieces was easy to make some specials, but unfortunately, I reached a dead zone and I just kind of fizzled out. Still, this was a good run, reaching 2254. One last run, and that's with my fave, Mixy Meow. I'm sure you can imagine that the first milestone was an absolute walk in the park. I did get hung up on the second milestone for a minute, but I was able to recover. Similar to the other 2 runs, going in on the third, we still had both of our perks, and I didn't run into any sudden stops. The gameplay felt smooth, and eventually I did run out of turns, giving me a high score of 2279. And even though it was the highest score, I feel like Mixy and Sweep It were a tie. Sorry Jelly, better luck next time. Before we find out which booster is the best, let's give some stuff away. As I said at the beginning of the video, 3 lucky winners will be getting 3 legendary or special edition boosters. First, make sure you like and subscribe, and then head down in the comments and post which of these 3 boosters you think is best. Oh, and of course, don't forget to add your player ID. Right now, we have Sweep It SC and Mixy Meow tied for first. The deciding factor will be Perfect Heist. And this one is a Plunder Pirate, so when it came to the perks, I took out the Teleport and popped in the Remove Cross. And really, I can't think of a better perk to use to get that chest down at the bottom. First run again, I went in with Jelly SC, and when I went to go use the remove cross, I misclicked and hit one below, causing me not to fill up the booster, and I had a wasted turn. But no worries at all, because with Jelly, this was incredibly easy to get these chests just to drop down. Those Jelly pools really take up a good area, and these chests just kept on filling the booster back up. With still having 4 moves, I was sitting at 709 points, and I decided to bail on it because I wanted to make sure I could do the testing with the other 2 boosters. But there's no doubt about it, if I would have kept on playing, Jelly would have taken it past that final mark. So if you see this mode out there, definitely try going in with Jelly, you won't regret it. Going in with Sweep at SC, I was definitely a little more careful with using this remove cross. We all have those moments where we tend to get a little sloppy or a little careless, and sometimes you just gotta take a deep breath and then go back in. Now listen, I thought I was making smart moves in this. It felt like things were going good, and all of a sudden I was out of moves at only 549 points. And I thought I was doing really good on this, but turns out with all the pushing around the pieces, it's really tough to get these chests to drop down. And now that I think about it, I probably should have focused on pushing pieces up to the top, causing those chests to get moved to the bottom. But didn't really see any good opportunities, but still, it was fun. It just didn't work too well for sweeping. With all 3 of these tied once again, the final decision will come down to Mixy Meow. Another perfect start with the remove cross, and we are in business. Popping my first kitty code, I could see this was gonna be an easy one. It made the dropping of those chests a breeze, and it really felt like this booster was just a continuous activation. With 2 moves left and a kitty code on the board, I knew I had this, and I decided to claim the final prize. And Mixy had taken the win based by my testing. Now I do want to say that just because Mixy won this time doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna win the next time. With all the different game modes, each booster will have its strengths and weaknesses, and let's be honest, sometimes we get really lucky and we just have a good run. My advice to you would be to try all 3 of these boosters, and if you connect with one, stick with that one. Well, that's my testing for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Timo, and we'll see you Matchmasters in the next video. Talk about some strong boosters. Want to know what else is strong? This video right here. And this one, it's gotta be my new favorite.